RC3 Live, and if it's Tuesday, it's the Wheels in Motion show, or lack thereof. Volatility still staying real low here, so the problem here is the futures just grind, grind. But up they go. We're still inside quarter to the upside, and so with the new month, SPY goes out right in the new highs. So if you take a look at the monthly, you see this. You got your broadening formation. You can draw it however you want. The reason I draw it this way here, you can draw it like that, bam, 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 here, and now you can go like this, and there you go. Your higher high, your lower low, your higher high, your lower low, and your higher high, right? And right here's a 2-2 reversal, the 2-1-2 continuation inside, the inside bar back up. It was all pretty well telegraphed. It was just very grindy the whole way. So going out on the highs, and what can you say? You know, still going. QQQ, the same, takes them out here to finish off the month. So the reason I draw it like this is because it's not the shape of the broadening formation like we're classic pattern recognition stuff. It's all we want to do is identify outside bars because we know that ranges expand on both sides. So this to here is a 5-month outside bar of all this, and so that's why we draw it like that. So anyway, Q's going out towards the highs, and we've got all that kind of fun going on. So if we go here, so a little different here is going to be the Dow Jones Diamonds. And so Dow Jones Diamonds not quite there just yet. So we had the inside month to the upside. Still looking for this 269.28, and so we got a little bit more room on that. For right now, the weekly here still inside weak, so still just grind, and so we'll see if we want to complete where you get the Qs first, then the SPY, then diamonds, and maybe small cap or so. These are the laggards here to see if they're going to pull up the slack. You had small cappers here slightly go inside month to the upside, and so this high here was 159.50. We got 61, so technically it was a 2 to the upside. It's just very grindy and just kind of sitting here doing nothing. So the broader averages in this environment, you can see this, and here's this tighter broadening formation. You can see this, and then it expands up to here, and you'll notice this is lower than that, and then you come back off of here. Like so. So really these lines and that lines, but we'll see if there's going to catch that kind of stuff up. So right now it's a lot of earnings season, so we're looking at a lot of that kind of stuff. So just right out the chute after the close, at Apple shooting up here. So Apple dumps them out and then takes this out here, 203, and then right back up, taking all these guys out in one shot. And so that's going to gap up through all this stuff. And what that does on the weekly here, negates the 2 down, comes back up, takes this out. Now it's an outside week back to the upside. So if you were fast enough and watching it, as soon as it gets back into here, or as soon as it takes it green over 204.40, then you go after it, because then you got the outside bar going like that. If you go to AMD, so AMD, what are you doing after hours here, boy? AMD, it's a little bit off the highs, went through 29, so you're just real tight business in here too. And so you can see they stopped them out down into here, take them out, and then you're going to stop out these guys. So a little caution on going after this real quick. It would have to stay above all this stuff, otherwise it just comes right back in the middle of this nothingness, which is a lot going on. So we also had Tandem coming up after hours. Tandem 66, huh? Okay, so you can see this here on the daily. You can see these lower lows like that, and you can see how it made this, the slight higher high there. Now you're trying to get through all this stuff, and what that sets up is the hammer counter shooter triangle them out monthly over 65.53, and you're right there to start off the new month. So above 65.53 for the rest of the new month is Tandem's got my attention. Other things like Tesla. And it's the good thing about Tandem too, if you look at this monthly, call this a used to be somebody. It used to be a lot higher, and so now still climbing that wall of worry. You'd have 2 months to chop them up. Now we'll see if it's back to the races. Tesla are having some problems here, and Tesla is inside quarter and down and inside year and down. And so here's a monthly. So Tesla, you'd want to reclaim something like this here at least. 244.59 to entertain anything about coming back, because you can see this monthly is blood red. The best thing you'd probably do this month would be inside or go down for the potential 3, right? Because tough time taking that out, at least in 1 month, but it is Tesla. It's done it. Here it is inside week down here, so we'll see if it's got any more puking in there. It's Plus, you'd have to get out the side of this. All right, so that's Tesla's got a little uphill battle going on, but you got the inside day, slight tick up in here, two days in there. So if it is going to do anything, it's going to take these guys out and stay above that. But for the right now, Tesla are having some issues. So let me go over here. So I'm scanning while we talk here, and let's see. Okay, so just a few here. So on the inside weeks, Sohu's come out like a rocket, and 2 days in a row it's just ripping here, and it comes off the inside week here. So there's a pivot machine gun. You want to come back through because when the guys get stopped there. So, and this also used to be somebody, been a lot higher. Go to the monthly. Here you can see this thing used to be a lot higher. And so one of the things that we look for, because we know outside bars exist, this just ran out of time. So we're looking to at least take this out, 2149, to have a compound outside bar. And then we'll see how strong it is for right now. Comes out firing out of the gate, inside week and up. Thermo, TMO, not too exciting, but it is inside week and up. And so that's got our attention to try and come up onto something like this here. So you stop them out down an outside day to see if you can come up and take all these guys out. If we go to Shopee, these guys' exhaustion risks going into new highs, and so you guys got to be aware of that. And then if you go back on the weekly, you're going to see this. I wonder where it's going. And comes up through here. Let's see, where's that line on this one? Coming up through here, yeah, this needs to be adjusted because it's not landing on the line right there. And there you go. There's your triangle expansion right to there. But it is, it has a strong day, so we'll see if there's any follow through. You just got to be careful anytime you go into new all-time highs. And PayPal trying to do the same on the weekly. Not too exciting. But if we go to financials, FAS here and that monthly. Nice month here to come up after this stuff. And on the week, it goes outside week to the upside. 3-2. Here, like that. So that's a range expansion of the expansion. And we've been watching that triangle forever down into here. This and the XLF. Here, boom, 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 gone. All right, so we'll see. XLF looks like this. All right, we watched this one, and that was nice. Inside day for XLF today. And so we got some inside weakers and stuff like that. What we do have here is stuff, also insurance, Chubb, doing this. Chubb takes the 3-2 week to the upside, so starting off with a couple nice days is Chubb. And you can look at KIE to reconfirm that, which has had a couple days up, and Travelers in the Dow goes inside week to the upside. You've got AIG here, RevStrat, inside bar, countered with hammer on the week. That gives you a couple nice days there. There you go. Stop them out and then go. So we'll see how the insurers can keep up with that. How's HIG doing anything? HIG, not too bad. And Prudential, inside week to the upside, and I'll get to some of those because Prudential, we've been watching this greater monthly forever. Here, stop them out, and formation looks like this. All right, you draw it like that, and from here to here is an outside bar of all of this stuff. Now, once you come back through, now we want to take it from here to there. I know it's a monthly chart, and it's painful and slow, and it takes a long time, but what you do have is inside days. So you're going to have a lot of inside days in those financials. I'll get to some of those more weeklies in a second. I'm just going through some groups right now. American Tower and the towers. American Tower, not too exciting here, but on the weekly, trying to get that inside week going up, and you can just always watch these together. CCI on the inside week and SBAC here, all inside weeks to the upside in that group. XLV just kind of sitting here, so be careful on that because you're in the middle of all this kind of stuff. So it is an inside week, so you can keep an eye on stuff like Pfizer, which is broken above it, and I'll get to a few more of those in a second. XLP and XLP weekly come up here, and XLP, we've been watching this forever too. This thing, boom, 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 stop them out, inside month, and here we come. We're taking all this stuff out, and so we'll see if we can get up to there. You got Colgate here in this giant try like so, and starting off the week strong like so, up, sideways measured move, and that gives you the 3-2 weaker into the highs. JBT, and JBT had a nice gunner today too. Here, you look at this. Stop them out, two down, two down, two down, two up, 2-2 reversal here yesterday, and then boom. So we'll see if there's more to come on this with the monthly looking like this. Here you go. Stop them out. Inside month up, inside month up. So we'll see if it's got some all-time highs in it. Like I said, it might have to disseminate today's move a little bit, so be aware of that. LDOS. LDOS, nice Momo hammer monthly here. Exhaust. And so this thing you can see here, the broadening formation real clear. So this thing just goes into new all-time high, so you have exhaustion risk. Because we always want to just come back through previous range. Doesn't mean it's not going to go. And some people might draw it like this. Boom, 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 boom. And you see how clean this was inside here, inside there, inside here. But I draw it like this because we need to also know where the outside bar is. This to here is inside of this to here. See that? And that's the proper way you want to analyze data, as opposed to trying to call something a formation or whatever you want to make up. Life of Pi, PI. Nice gap and hold like that, and Pi has been a lot higher on the monthly. The problem is you have cleaned out all of this, right? Then you have to walk up this wall of worry, so we'll see how that goes. And if you go to the weekly, you'll see this. Here's the big outside bar, which is a fractal broadening formation. And so when you get back into here, that gets your attention, right? And boom, off she goes. So gap and run, like I said, you want to be careful here. Might have to disseminate the gap a little bit. Brooks Automation, boom. And that took off, and so here you got some more room to all-time highs. 2 up, 2 down, 2 gone on the monthly, and so that broke that at 33.16. So when this thing started to run, it gapped on it. It was a little tough. It was fast in the opening, so we'll see. If we go to the inside weeks up to we got JP Morgan. JP Morgan inside week to the upside, and now the inside day. So what that's going to do is reconfirm or negate that, right? We want to watch all these together. Citicorp, also an inside day and an inside week to the upside. So just like you hear turnaround Tuesday, turnaround is everything. Anytime you have a new period where you might be negated in what you know. So inside days and inside weeks for them. Merck with XLV goes inside day with the Pfizer, so the old school druggies, and Merck gave you this here. Stop them out and then go outside day. If we go to, let's see, Morgan Stanley, also inside day, inside week and up slightly. Medtronics here, Medtronics, so medical stuff, you can keep an eye on that. But Medtronics sets up here too is the monthly RevStrat inside day. If you can take this out over the course of the month, 91.87 for right now. Inside week still good, over 87.49. Go to Abbott Labs. Abbott Labs, inside week to the upside. And so that's going to be more XLV, so you can see some of these old school drugs taking care of business, albeit Lilly got hit today, so we'll see if Lilly comes back. Lilly, you're laggard there, so no thank you. If we go to, like I said, I'm just doing my scan here today. Pepsi in the XLP. Pepsi's got your inside week to the upside. Just got some exhaustion risk going into the highs. If you go to, let's see, CCI we got. Team. So Team, the outside, inside, 312 Chicago. And you can see here, the monthly comes back and tests the old try here. And now we'll see if we stay on this thing, because now if they've forgiven the gap, now the question is they fill this gap and go 2-2 and take it right back down, or keep climbing the wall worry up here. So either way could be interesting on Team tomorrow. Let's see, we got Musa, M-U-S-A, and this thing took off, and what that does in the weekly give you the outside week, so we'll see on that. That was, I think, some halftime show. Let me see what else we got here. LNC, more financial, inside week to the upside slightly, so we'll see if anything goes with that. PGR, more insurer, inside week and up, so you got that as a theme to keep an eye on. Okay, towers we know. Okay, ALNY. ALNY, just slightly inside week and up, and you can watch that with XLV and IBB. IBB doing this, nothing. It's got that inside week, and it's just sitting there doing nothing. So to get those things going, you'd want to take this out, today's high, and that would re-break the week on a 222 above 107.69. 5 and this thing goes inside week and up here, but then challenges it. See, it's a 2, but it's closer to going 2 back down over the course of the month. What you want to keep an eye on in this thing, here goes RevStrat Monster right there over 54.36. That would get my attention for sure. FTNT, and this just went month and upper, see exhaustion risk going into the highs here in this thing, but you do have this inside week to try and take another shot going towards the highs. All right, Palo Alto. So some of these cybers trying to go here. And you can see this thing has been going sideways forever. So the thing about that gives you the inside month. So we get the 2-bar pattern. So the question is just stop them out, and now can really go. So this could be interesting here above these guys here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Okay, now we're getting low in volume. So if we go to, let's see what I wanted to do. Yeah, RevStrat Monsters. Let me see what I got over here. Looks like we got Medtronics. I got the 5 and then HAE inside outside. All right, and so that's a 1.3, and that would be above 91.35. And once again, that's been higher. So we'll see if that comes to go. And let's see, Pivotal. What's this look like? Okay, Pivotal, PVTL. Inside bar countered with hammer. That goes RevStrat Monster over 22.32. Something I'm going to want to know about. Okay. No volume there. Okay. So on the downside, we had some slammers. Guys getting slammed today. MED. So for the month, it's still open as an inside month. Just to see if they're going to hit this thing more. You can see they clobbered it like that. If it's going to follow through, what we want to see this thing do is take this out, 144.52, and that's a 2-2 week to the downside. It's not there just yet. Comvault got the smackdown, and then here's what you look for. Wait for it. RevStrat 60 right here, and it takes it into the lows. And so Comvault on the monthly has been lower. It's been taking some of these guys out if the wheels are really falling off. But they hit her pretty hard today, so we'll see if this disseminates the gap or goes. LOPE. And LOPE got hit today as well. And what that does is you can see this inside day calls the high, triangle back through here, you can broadening formation here. And the question if they're going to keep hitting this thing. So because if that sets up the RevStrat month here below 113.72. And so we'll see if they can take that out. CNX just went inside month and down, that's over, but that was daily shellacking here to see if they want to keep puking this thing. MGM, there you go, the 2-2 reversal pivot machine gun through these guys, and that gives you the outside week, which is that broadening formation. So you've taken out pretty much what you want to do. The question here is, does it take the shooter here? And that would be below 26.03 this month. Baker Hughes in the energy, and that just went 2 months to the downside. So just a bit of a smackdown here in the daily to see if they're going to follow through on that. PETQ. And PETQ, you come back, boy. PETQ comes back a little bit, so we'll see. That was one of those things that you look for that takes out inside week to the downside. You just exhaustion risk. You took a lot of this stuff all the way out, so we'll see on that. INST. And INST inside week to the downside coming through here. And once again, it's one of those things they hit right out the chute. So you had to be fast, and so we can watch if there's any follow through on that, because one of the things we know about outside weeks and outside bars, and so just ran out of time in the monthly, so looking for the compound to continue take out 42.33. So not too much on it, but we'll see. MNK pounded. All right, that's inside month to the downside. The month is gone, but somebody thinks they don't like something here, and so we'll see if that continues to take out some more of these monthly lows into here. Zebra. And Zebra sets up the monthly shooter if they want to bring her in. It's had a nice run. Today, got the smackdown. Here's what you look for. It's pivot machine gun back through the range. So you got some more room down into here if they want to hit it. It would take the monthly shooter below 209.50. Saber, S-A-B-R. And S-A-B-R just got wailed on. You see this monthly, now that's a 3, outside shooter. See if we can take that out. And once again, might have to disseminate. They hit them pretty hard, and there's your pivot machine gun right through all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see here. In the energies, here you got Devon. They want to repound this thing. These oils just can't catch a break. That would be RevStrat to the downside, below 30.41. You've got, what's AOS here? AOS. And this would be RevStrat month here below 52.26. Perigo here. And that's multiple bar pattern inside, so you want to be careful. That's a little tight. I'll let that one go. How about KNX here? KNX in the truck or trannies, and you can see on the weekly it does this. The shooter counters the outside bar, so we're looking for the compound 3 of this to take this out, 32.37. So you got a little bit more on that, and if it does that, that kicks in the RevStrat month here below that 32.35. So that would be two signals kicking in at the same time there. One's somewhat exhausting. You got Helmrich Payne. Also potentials. Now it's still a little bit higher, but got an oil number coming to take out 55.63 would kick that in, and you have an outside week here, so it would be 3.2 below 58.36. We'll see what the oil number wants to say tomorrow. Rider Systems, and Rider Systems does this. This would be monthly shooter counters hammer RevStrat at the inside bar below here, 61.50. See if there's anything else I want to see on here. I think that's good. So, what else do I want? Now, just a few more. Let's take a look at here. So, always want to look at things taking out last week's lows, especially when the market's going up, all right, because that means somebody's in trouble and it's going the wrong way. How about Newmont? And the golds, just a little bit. Okay, we've got rig in the energies. There you go. Shooter counters hammer on the week to the downside. I think we wouldn't waste too much time on this business, but we'll see. We had some gappers or Macy's. Macy's been doing nothing basically, but you can see with the market going higher, Macy's coming in. And here's the 2 whack-a-mole right there. And you can see these two are a compound 3 outside bar of this. And that's really how you want to configure your mind. Not to try and figure out if I see a cup and sugar handled thing or whatever. You want to make sure that you're analyzing the data, not trying to be subjective chart reader. Let's see what else got hit today. CLRPE. So CLR. Here we've got an energy number coming, and that sets up the shooter counters hammer monther itself if they want to bring some of these oils in. Once again, the VIX is very low, and so the magnitude of these moves is the problem, right? And that's why we're looking at some of this bigger stuff. NBIX, what are you doing here? NBIX, that goes outside month. And so this thing just going towards, you see this? It's taking out last week's lows, and so it's a little directional to get that kind of stuff. And how about Concho? Concho would be shooter week back down. Is this RevStrat? I don't think it is. No, it'd just be a shooter week down if they start taking this back down. And you see a lot of those broadening formation stuff here. The bigger one is going to be weak enough to take that out and go back through here, or is it going to come back down through here? And so one of the good things about understanding this stuff, you don't always have to make a directional call. You can take a look, let them play out, and then go either way because you got a new month. So the month starts, and so we have a bunch of those new monthly bars. The quarterlies are still in force, and almost everything is inside quarter to the upside. Right now, the wild cards is that those Dow Jones diamonds, small cappers, if they're going to get going, the follow through this week for either XLV or the myriad of financials, and whether we can get oil stocks to turn around, because this has just been, you've had the crude running for so long, and these energy names just cannot get out of their own way. You can see this tight range OIH on the 3 months, XLE here a little better, XOP here, and now trying to go shooter counters hammer in there. So yeah, those are our wild cards. Otherwise, so far we grind, but the winners are the tech guys as XLK goes to the highs with SMH also doing so with the Qs. All right, that's going to do it for this week. I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quant VTF here at T3 Live, the Wheels of Motion Show.